Oh yeah, I totally get what you mean. I had one too. But first, tell me about yours. What happened?
Sure thing. So, there was this one time when I was walking to work one morning, and I was in a bit of a rush because I missed my coffee order at the usual cafe around the corner.
That can be frustrating.
Absolutely. So, I decided to grab something else from a different store down the street. I got there just as they were closing for the day. They had a sign saying, "Sorry, we close early today," but I figured it was worth asking if they could squeeze me in.
Smart thinking. What happened next?
Well, to my surprise, the owner of the cafe came out and asked what I wanted. He said he'd make me a quick cup even though it was closing time. I couldn't believe it.
That's amazing. Why do you think he did that?
I'm not sure either. But it made me realize that there are still good people out there who go above and beyond to help others, even when they don't have to.
So true. Now tell me about your moment.
Okay, so my story involved a woman who was holding the door for me at a supermarket one day. I was in a hurry, but she just smiled and said, "Take your time." It was such a simple gesture, but it really made my day brighter.
That's lovely. How did that make you feel?
Honestly, it made me realize how small acts of kindness can have a big impact. And it gave me hope that we can all do more to spread positivity in our daily lives.
I completely agree. It's the little things that matter most. Speaking of which, what are some ways you think people can be kinder and more aware of others around them?
Well, for starters, just being present and genuinely interested in how someone is doing can go a long way. And maybe leaving a positive note or surprise for someone who might need it.
Great ideas. Thanks for sharing your story, Andrew. It's nice to know that even small gestures of kindness can make such a big difference.
Absolutely, Ava. Let's keep spreading the love and hope more moments like these happen every day. Welcome back to Small Wonders, everyone. Today, we're digging into something a little heavier, moments that really reignited our belief in the good in people. Ava, thanks so much for joining me.
Hey, Andrew, absolutely. I'm always up for a good chat about humanity. It's complicated, isn't it? I've got a story that definitely shifted something for me.
I completely agree. It's easy to get bogged down in the headlines, right? So let's start with yours. What was this moment that made you feel hopeful?
It was about 6 years ago, during a really brutal winter in rural Vermont. There was a massive blizzard, and power was out for days. My elderly neighbor, Mr. Henderson, lives completely off-grid, but even he was struggling. He'd lost his heating and was starting to get seriously ill.
Wow, that's intense. So what happened? Did someone come to his aid?
Not immediately. The local authorities were stretched thin with the storm, and honestly, everyone was just trying to get through it themselves. But a group of teenagers, maybe 16 or 17, just started showing up at his doorstep every day.
Teenagers? That's interesting. What were they doing?
Just being there. Bringing him soup, checking on him, helping him clear snow. They didn't ask for anything in return, and they kept going even as the weather worsened. There was no fanfare, no publicity. It was just pure, quiet kindness.
That's beautiful. It's amazing how a small, consistent act of service can be so impactful. Did you get to speak with them, Ava?
I did. I learned they were all just bored, really. Mr. Henderson had been a bit of a recluse for years, and they were trying to find a way to connect with someone in their community. It struck me that they weren't thinking about heroism. They were simply responding to a need.
Absolutely. It's a really powerful reminder that compassion doesn't require grand gestures. It can be found in the simplest actions. What did Mr. Henderson say to them?
He just kept saying, "Thank you, children. You've reminded me what it means to be human." He wiped his eyes, and honestly, it was the most emotional thing I've ever witnessed. It felt like a tiny beacon in a lot of darkness.
That's incredible. It makes you think about how easily we can lose sight of that fundamental human connection. It's a really moving story, Ava. It really highlights the ripple effect of small acts.
It really does. And it made me realize that even when things feel overwhelmingly negative, there are always people out there who are choosing to be good, to care, to connect. It's a strangely comforting thought.
Definitely. It's wonderful to hear a story like that. Let's take a quick second here to read a message from a listener. Sound of a short interlude. Perhaps a musical sting. Okay, let's get back to it. It sounds like this moment truly shifted your perspective.
It made me feel like maybe, just maybe, there's still a lot of good in the world. Like, seriously, even in the face of all the terrible news, there are heroes in hoodies.
Laughing, absolutely. Well, Ava, thank you so much for sharing that. It's a powerful reminder for all of us. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsor.
That's interesting. What happened?
So, I was volunteering at this local food bank over the holidays. We were serving meals to people who had nowhere else to turn.
That sounds like a really challenging environment. How did it make you believe in humanity again?
Well, we had one lady come in who was struggling to afford even the cheapest of meals. She was on her last dollar, literally. And yet, she smiled at me and thanked me for the food.
That's beautiful. I can imagine how tough that must have been for her.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. But what struck me was when she started telling us about her children's birthday party earlier that day. All they had were sandwiches and water to celebrate.
Oh my God, that's amazing. It sounds like she just wanted the best for them.
Exactly. And in that moment, I realized how much love and kindness there is out there. People aren't defined by their circumstances. They're still human beings with families and hopes.
That's such a powerful message. I think we lose sight of that sometimes, especially when we hear about all the bad news.
Absolutely. But it's moments like those which remind us of our shared humanity.